Welcome back to True to Horse Horsemanship. Last video I put up was with Brave Eagle. Talked a little bit about the importance of the vertical and getting the horse soft on the bit. History on this little buckskin. He's 13 years old. He's had 13 years older. Oh, 13 years older. That didn't make any sense. He's 13 years old and has 13 owners. And primarily people are buying him because his he's bred and of course his color. But nobody's working through his issues, and what I can surmise handling him, everybody was working around his spookiness, and I could tell from trimming him one day he's been thumped on pretty bad. And first off, before I get on about the vertical, you know, a horse like this, best thing to do is try to ignore it when they spook as much as possible, as long as you're safe. And like when he first came off the trailer, the young lady, she just did what she was told to about circling when he got nervous. And this horse just amped up because all she was doing was getting that blood going to his heart and wasn't calming him down, was having a reverse effect. So I had her stop the horse, back it up. And as soon as the horse took a few steps back, he calmed down because he started thinking. And me, I just been handling him. And he's a nice horse I like to use for this, getting the horse soft to the bit and vertical, because you'll see a change in him as we go on through the series. A lot of this stuff I could do on the saddle, but I got to come up with ways to help the average horse owner. Like I have a young lady just emailed me about a horse that it doesn't really want to give to the bit laterally, side to side, and when she don't want to do anything, she starts popping up in the air a little bit. And what I'm going to show you today is a good thing to handle a horse like that. It's nice and safe. You're not in the saddle or anything. You've seen me use them before. So I'm going to start out. He's already been through this a little bit, but I'm going to start out my bungee cord. This is approximately 32 inches. I got 3 knots in it so I can set his head in different positions. So first thing I'm going to do is work on him laterally. I got alligator clips on these, so I clip them to the bit and D-ring my girth. And nice about these bungee cords, if they do the right thing, the pressure will be off their mouth, but they're allowed to push on it. So on a normal horse, I've never seen these before, I would start my first knot. Now he's seen it a couple of times, so I'm going to start my second knot, or if I want to, I can just start here on my third knot, because I want to work on his lateral before I work on his vertical. Because if you look at his head position now, even though he's bent, his head's almost straight up and down. So that's why, you know, it's going to teach him what this bit is. And a horse that's nervous like him, actually, and I've tried this with bitless bridles, it don't work. And I'll get some argument on that one, but on a nervous horse like this, what ends up happening, he's going to learn to start relaxing on that bit. So actually my hands, when I ride him, and when I touch that bit, that's going to help him calm down, relax. And like I said, I've tried it with bitless bridles and it just don't work. You don't have that same cue. So I'm just going to let him move off a little bit, let him find that bit. Now this horse is so uptight, when you see me later on ask him for a lope, he can't lope because he's so worried about putting pressure of that bit. So basically when I evaluated this horse the first day, I found a 13-year-old that nobody ever bothered finishing. Everybody was just getting on him and trying to fix his problems through the saddle. So me, I'm going back to the ground. This horse came from Yuma. Young lady who owns this horse, right now she's in the hospital, so I hope you're doing well, hun. and well, it's not horse related. So I'm just going to keep him going one way and let him find that. Because you notice, even when his nose is bent a little bit like that, he's still on the vertical. I wish I had filmed him the first few times I did it. He was really pushing on that bit a lot. His stride was real short. And this horse was, which brings up another thing, this horse goes in and out of lameness. And what I'm starting to figure out is, oh bud, like a Blitzy, the Arab that filmed last year, she was doing the same thing. And what I finally figured out with her, she was so uptight and you notice his canter right there was short stride. Right now I'm trying to catch him up to do a bit. You know, this is brings up another, I mean, this horse is going to bring up so many different things, it's unreal. Easy, bud. This horse, somewhere down the line, has been round pinned a lot. So when he gets in here, he thinks that's what he's supposed to do, just run around. You know, join up and all is fine and dandy, if that's what you want to call it. I call them running around in a circle until they're brain dead. But what happens is, especially a nervous horse like that, that's all they want to do. You got to get control of their feet. And that usually comes, me, I like doing it with a lead on them. Especially a strong-willed horse. Throw them in a round pen, run them around, all you're going to do is get them stronger. You got to take control. Little buckskin I sent off a while back. People are having trouble with it because they're not being served with the horse and they're just letting the horse on the ground push them all around. I saw it here. But you know, I talk and show people so many times, but they got to take responsibility for their own horse. So I'm just, Kate, get out. I'm just going to let the horse move off a little bit, let him find that lateral movement and feel. You know, I'm not running this horse hard because running him hard right now is not going to fix anything. Now, right now I'm standing here not doing nothing yet on purpose. I do have my hand here to hold him, but before I unhook this, I want to see that head come down and him relax. And for y'all's sake, I hope it don't take long. Because I try to film, cut out. The only thing I usually cut out is just repetitive stuff. I don't try to cut out the stuff that matters. So anyway, instead of me just getting in here because, oh, he's going to get shaky and nervous, I better hurry up and get this unhooked type attitude. I'm waiting for him to calm down, then I'll unhook him. And I'm going to stand here like he's being a good boy, and he's doing good. He's just a little uptight. There, right there, he gave to it. So then I'm going to unhook him. I'm not going to unhook him while he's a little bracy against, because bracy is a sign, in this horse's case especially, a sign of him being nervous. So if I unhooked it while he's nervous, I'm not teaching the horse nothing. I'm teaching him when he feels that pressure, the release is going to come. You know, right now he's a little nervous about bending to the left, so instead of me being anal and start jerking on him and say, damn it, you little fart, I want you to stand here like a gentleman. You're a machine, you're not an animal, nothing's ever happened to you type attitude. I just moved with him and went along with it. I'm going to let him feel this side. Like I said earlier, if you notice his head position, he's on the vertical. Right now he's a little bit behind, but I'm using my lateral work. And if I take the pressure off of him, he should bend that nose, like right there. So this is my prep work to start working on the lateral. And once again, the nose went up a little bit. He snorted. Right there, he gave. Then I'm on unhook. And now we're going to work on lateral. Like I said, this is an easy way to do it. It's non-expensive equipment. These works a lot better in side reins because there's a lot of give to it. And like I said, this prep work, it wouldn't be fair to him. He just throw these bungees on him and ask him to get on a vertical. So right now I'm to my second knot. He's pushing on a little bit. I'm just going to back off. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to ask him to leave yet. Right there, he gave a little bit. And yeah, when I'm working with my bungees, I might work the horse a little bit behind the vertical. So right now I'm just going to start at a walk. And the first day I did this horse was striding real short. Like right now, he's a little bit short striding on me. Right there, he lengthened his stride up, so that's telling me he's a little bit more relaxed. That's especially a horse like him who's nervous. I'm working on twofold. Like I said, I want him to learn if I touch that mouth, he gets relaxed. Right there was a nice relaxed jog. Kate. Now you'll watch this horse. Kate, get out. When he goes in that nice jog, his head drops and he'll get on vertical. But when that head comes up, you'll start seeing his stride shorten up and he'd be rougher to ride. I know most people say, well, you're putting this horse around the round pen. You just say you don't do that. Right now I'm working on something. I'm working on this horse's headset. I'm not just running him around like a banshee to wear him out. So right there is nice and soft. Like I said, I wish I filmed him, but earlier when I first started this with him, but between the reins and Chris happened to have a darn job. I'm hoping I win the lotto, so she'll have a job, but she'll just be my right-hand person. So this is pretty simple. It's no-brainer. You know, people, it seems like they want to make it harder than what it really is. And it seems like other people want to, you know, tell you it's harder than what it is. It's being consistent, putting just enough pressure on the horse to get something done, but not too much to have a wreck. So we just take our time. Now I'm working him at a jog for for a little while because, oh God, now I'm going to have to move my feet. You watch him canter, you notice he's cantering short stride and his nose is up in the air. So I'm going to keep doing this until when I ask him to lope, his head comes down and he lengthens out a little bit. Now this horse, I'll probably climb in the saddle when I start doing that. So I'm going to back off him a little bit, let him stop and relax. And like I said, this is a no-brainer, easy way, inexpensive way. You know, working with these rescue horses, number one, of course, I've done this for years. They've taught me more in the last few years than anything else because I got to deal with some crazy horses. Some of it's man-made and some of it's not. And some of the problems I've run across, the majority of them, the horse doesn't know how to give the bit, doesn't know how to relax on the bit, and they're just all tensed up. Nobody really, they think they got to do all this schooling, when in reality you don't. It's like anything else, it's not how long, it's the quality of schooling while you're doing it. So I'm going to let them, before I take them bungees off, I'm going to let them relax. I don't want to see no tension on them bungee cords. This is where patience come in. You know, I'm real excited. In 2012, they're filming a bunch of us, 15 of us, for Cowboy Project, and I've been selected 1 to 15, so I have a camera. There we go. Now you saw him give the bit. Yeah, I got interrupted by the horse. So what I'm going to do, he gave to me, so I approached him. Now I'm still not going to take this bungee loose until he gives it to me again. But anyway, so they picked out 15 of us to film, and I'm 1 to 15. So I'll have a cameraman follow me around for I don't know how long. So I'm waiting. Some of y'all say, well, he's on the vertical. Right there, he got soft. It's not only, well, you know, it's not good enough he's on the vertical. I don't want to feel no pressure on these bungees. Or if my hat was on them, I don't want to feel no pressure on my hands. Now, with that said, I talked about how important the vertical is. I don't sit here and constantly school them on the vertical. Because if you do, you'll find liable to go backwards because, like anything else, their necks liable will start getting sore and everything else. And that's another reason I want them soft on the vertical. Because in order for them to be soft on the vertical, this neck muscle through here and all the way through their butt has got to be soft. You know, because this neck area is a good indicator. If it's tightened up, you know the rest of that horse is tight. And then I'm just going to play with his mouth with my hands a little bit. Right there, he gave real soft. So, you know, this is, I hear about baby give and baby give. This is the only time I'll do a baby give. Like right there, I've got to hold his nose up. He's on a vertical, but he isn't soft. I can feel pressure on that bit on my hands. And I don't want to feel no pressure on my hands. On my arms. So I'm going to hold it. Right there, he gave me a little bit, so I'm going to give it back to him. I'm only going to do that baby give stuff just first couple of times, and then I'm going to start making him be responsible to hold his head where it's supposed to be. And then after he holds it for a while, then I'll let him have his head. Anything else? A little nervous with me mounting. I didn't get upset. I just held him in check, stood there, I executed, and now I'm going to get down. You're going to get a little bit of everything from this horse, not just the vertical. But so many times when people mount the horse moves like that, and they stop and they back off. Then they try it again, the horse moves, and they stop and back off. So me, I'm going to follow through, get my foot up here, stand up, pet him, and when he's standing here, then I'll step down. Like I said, this horse has been thumped on pretty bad, so it's not going to do me any good to jump in there, go after his hiney to move his feet because he moved. It ain't not going to do any good for me to jerk on that bridle. I had his nose bent a little bit, and you probably didn't see it, but when I felt him get to the bit, and that's when I stepped off. And he decides to take a walk. Good boy. Now, what I hear, the young lady's only had this horse for a few months. She's already made good progress with him, I guess. And even now, used to, when you first approach him like that, he'd be snorting and blowing. Poor fella didn't know what was coming. So once again, I'm going to reward him for when he does something right. So I'm just going to ask him to walk off here. And grab his nose for a little bit. Now right there, he knows his body's all of a sudden changed when I got on him. He's starting to walk short-strided, almost to the point where it feels like he's off. And like I was starting to talk about Blitzy, there was a point where she'd do the same thing, that little gray Arab I filmed last year or so. And I finally figured out she was so tense, she was making herself lame. So I just took my time and kept working her. Then she started relaxing, then she quit being lame. And I think that's what this horse doing. He's so tensed up. So I'm gonna grab him here, have him come to my hands. And I'm going to hold him. I'm going to lock my arms next to my body. And right there he gave to me, but he was expecting me release. See, that's the problem with the baby give stuff. They'll give you something, but they'll take it right back because they think that's what you've trained them to do. So I'm going to train him, since I just saw that, I'm going to train him that if I hold this, he should be holding it. I know this is not exciting, it's boring stuff, but that's the way it is. So we started a walk. It's not fair to him for me just try to do this at a trot. If he can't do it at a walk, he sure can't do it at a jog or a trot. So I'm going to hold his head for a little bit. And he still hasn't gave me anything. He's just giving me them little baby give stuff, and that's not going to work. He holds right there. He's holding it for a little bit. Now, if he held it just for a couple more strides, I would have let him have his head. But he didn't. 1, 2, 3. Right there he picked up. Like I said, I just want a little more out of him, then I'm going to let him have his head. You know, first I working him, he saw it, we would never walked over that plastic bag right then. Right. You know, right there when I asked to stop, he put his head back up. So I'm going to sort of, right there he gives it to me, so now we're going to walk off. You notice I asked for the vertical before I walked off. I want to get him in position, and I might lose it. And chances are where he's at right now, when I first step off, I will lose it. But I'm not going to worry about it. Now, I'm not going to stop him and do it again. I'm just going to keep riding him as if everything's fine and not worry about it. Right there, he's giving it to me, but see, the whole thing is, he's giving it to me and trying to take it back. Give it to me and try to take it back. And I'm not going to allow that. You got to get past that baby give after. And usually I don't allow them poop. But this time I'm going to make exception. There we go. That's better. So we're just going to keep walking around. There we go. There, he came back out of it. Good. See, he'll give it to me, but then he wants to take it back. And he's allowed to have it back when I tell him to, not when he decides to. There he's good, there he's good. Now if he went a few more strides, I'd let him have his head, but he didn't. One, two, three. Now that time I did, like I said, on the count of 3, I let him have his head because hopefully he gets the idea. There he saw 1, 2. That time I almost got a little farther. Right there, he's on it. Right there, he's, like I say, he's holding it a little bit longer each time. Right there. There we go. That was better yet. Hold it longer and longer. Now right there, you notice when I stop him, he's hollowing his back out. Where he's going to find out, which makes him uncomfortable. So if I teach him to get on the bit properly and hold it and be soft, that's the key thing. Be on the bit properly and be soft. not where I'm holding on to him. He's going to find out as soon as he does it a couple times that when he stops on the vertical, with him being on vertical, it's going to be more comfortable for him. You know, because that back comes out right now. You know, him hollow that back out, he's feeling all my little 145, 150 pounds, depends on what day of the week it is. But he'll do all right. Like I said, I don't know how long he's going to be in training here, but best I can do is get some tools in there and then teach the owner how to do some tools. So that's just a little bit more on the vertical, and we're going to keep filming him as we come along, so see it get better and better and improve, and see his canter improve and everything. And he'll be all right. It's just his spookiness, I just primarily just ignore it. And there's so many little things, talking about that end. Like the other day I was working him and he was a little nervous, and I don't know, Chris, was you here or was somebody else? I don't know. But anyway, I was getting ready to clip him and he started snorting a little bit and stuff. Say, oh, I better hurry up and get that clip on him before he leaves. No, I just stood here and patiently waited and waited and waited. And when he quit snorting and he relaxed, then I clipped him up. In other words, I'm not letting him, you know, I'm not going to feed that energy of him being spooked. And see, that's what people do. Y'all try to work around these horses and try to get them not to spook, and y'all are jump the gun because they are going to spook. You're just feeding the energy. So I'm not going to feed it. I'm going to be, as you see in all my videos, I stay the same, even keel. Even when a horse nailed me, you know, I corrected the horse, but I never got mad. Now I might get mad at horse owners, but the horses, you know, most of them are reacting to a situation. So I always tell everybody, don't take it personal. So that's just the second part of this series. I don't know how long it's going to go. It's going to depend on him, basically. What I'll do the next few days until Chris come back and film next time, I'll be working on the same thing. And hopefully by that time y'all can see a change in them. But I'll be going through these same steps. Now with him, I'll probably go ahead and climb on him, working without the bungees, I think. And primarily I showed the bungees because it'd be it's an easy way for y'all to do it. And if you keep doing all that and listen what I say and do what I say, you'll have a brave eagle. Maybe. Or a Suka, or a Smoky. Unfortunately, I got some good horses. But they all, if you notice, one thing my horses all have in common. Number one, they respect me. Number two, they're serious about their job. And they're all soft on the bit. And they get on that vertical when I ask for it. So, with that said, I'm going to keep reminding people, February the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, going to be in Pomona. Probably me and Brave Eagle and Suka. I'm still haven't threw out Smoky yet. Depends on how his front leg gets. Brave Eagle's probably thinking, God, Smoke, I hope you finally get better, because I'm throwing a lot of stuff at Brave Eagle. But on the flip side, I'm getting my horse finished. So, as I always say, be true to the horse, and they'll be true to you. First and foremost, people, be true to yourself. Know your limitations. You need help, find it. There is a lot of good trainers out there that be willing to help, you know. But if they start blowing smoke up your butt right off, go somewhere else until you find somebody who's willing to do it. But you got to be true to yourself. And it carries on all aspects of life. I can tell so much by people by the way they handle a horse. Nothing wrong. Change is scary, but there's nothing wrong with it. Now if you change for the better. So with that preaching, To my kids, grandkids, and a special person out there, Washita Lake, KNA, God bless and take care.